Hello there everyone, Ash and Flash here, and welcome on into my review of the new LEGO Marvel book, the LEGO Spider-Man Explore the Spider-Verse. This released on June 10th and retails for $16.99 USD or $23.50 Canadian. And unfortunately, I completely missed that this released. I thought this was a fall book for some reason, but anyways, it comes with a brand new exclusive minifigure, which is very, very exciting. And you can see here what the back looks like. Unfortunately, my stand broke for doing aerial shots, so I'm gonna have to open it up like this. But anyways, here, carefully peel this here. You can see it's got the misprint. Don't worry, the figure's fine, because for some reason now you can see them outside, which is an interesting new change that they did recently. Anyways, once you peel this, try my best to salvage the book, because I don't, I like to keep these and display them, obviously. Actually, they've been featured in a lot of the Book Nook videos recently, all the most recent books. So that's kind of been interesting that I've got to use these books outside of the reviews and everything that we usually do. All right, it's not cooperating. There we go. And he's actually attached inside there at the neck, which is really interesting. This is now the second book to do this. The first one was the book with Palpatine, the last Star Wars book that we looked at recently. So I'll link that at the end if you want. Anyways, we'll look at this figure later on when we get to him in the book. All right, so I've spent a decent amount of time actually reading a bit of this, and it is very much like the other books where there's a lot of omissions and just strange decisions here. So you can see the chapters, and you can find time codes down below. We will be hopping to the different pages. It says there, blue pages. Here's an example of backgrounds that feature pages showing LEGO sets from the MCU. Okay, let's see how well they actually apply that here. So chapter 1, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. You can see here we've got a set from Homecoming here, and this is the little ATM heist, as well as a figure from Far From Home. We've got this spread here of Peter's family and friends. Harry Osborn is referenced here, which I think is kind of interesting, as well as Uncle Ben, despite us not getting any modern figures for them. Here we've got the different suits here that they're showing off. There's definitely more than this. We have the nice stealth suit one, as well as here the Iron Spider, and of course the Cyborg suit. All right, so here's the figure up close. You could see that the eye, it's printed fine. There is no misprinting there at all. In fact, there's actually some silver in the corner, which looks really cool. The best part about this, I think, is the side arm printing. That looks so great there. I love the head printing here on the back as well. You've got some really great back printing. It's just so detailed. I like how it looks like that original suit, but it is a little bit more detailed. I don't get why the regular Spider-Man arm here isn't included on this side. I think that would have just made this figure that much more perfect, but I love the dual molded legs here as well for him. All right, coming on back here, you can see we've got this page talking about some of the different vehicles and stuff that he's got. I think those are interesting choices to pick. A crawler and the jet, that's fine. This is, I think, the funniest page in the entire book. Spider-Man, Avenger, and then you've got here Doctor Strange from a different set. I think that's the portal there that they've thrown in here. He doesn't even appear in a set like this. Like, there's so many other sets, like the actual airport battle that they could have shown here, but instead chose to put him in an Avengers Assemble one. What the heck? Have the awesome Spider Layer set here, which is one of my favorites. I really want to make more of these suit displays here. I'm surprised we never got more of that. Here we have the Incredible Daily Bugle set, also a little bit about J. Jonah Jameson up there. And also, this is the most that some of these characters are going to be referenced. Like Carnage and Sandman, Daredevil. Actually, Sandman has another page, I think. But yeah, they are completely skipping over some people. Just giving them credit here, and that is it, which I find crazy. Chapter 2, Other Spider Heroes. Peter isn't the only spider... what does it say? The only one with spider powers. So here, jumping in, we've got a little bit more with Carnage, I guess. A whole page dedicated to Miles. I think he needs more than just one page, if you ask me. Here we have stuff for Spider-Gwen, as well as the Venomized Green Goblin. That's kind of neat. Here we have something on Spider-Girl. And then Ben Reilly. There's definitely more characters here that could have been featured. This is the most you're going to see for Scorpion and Kraven, which I find really upsetting, but at least they actually are included here. We have a Spidey for every Spider-Verse, so the Spider-Man Noir, all the different Across the Spider-Verse stuff and Into the Spider-Verse, which I think is pretty fitting. And then we've got the Spideys United, so the 3 of them from the different films and everything. From the, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. We have the villains here. So it's interesting that they're choosing the big brick-built characters to represent each of the chapters. Here we have Spidey versus the Green Goblin. So this is a page on Green Goblin featuring the, here, one of the Spidey and His Amazing Friends outfits. Got the same thing here for Doc Ock, including the female version there. The next page, we've got one for Venom, which definitely could have more than just this. And we've got Pork Rind being shown off there. That's good that they included him. Mysterio here didn't show the MCU version, but we are referencing here the Molten Man there. So the Hydro Man one would be nice to see. We have Sandman again from the MCU, and then we've also got his sand form down there. Definitely should have shown, I think, the version of him in the green shirt that he's got. We have Vulture, which definitely needed the iconic Vulture being shown off here, but you've got this other sort of comic booky one. So this is from Homecoming. This is the most for Shocker that you're going to see. It's also only our only figure of him, so it's not like they omitted a comic book version. Electro, this always upsets me to see this female version in the yellow and green. We're still waiting on the classic version. The preliminary images for this set way back in the day from Ultimate Spider-Man, it was actually supposed to have a comic book green and yellow one. You can see we're almost done the book. We have a page here on the Rhino, which is good. Showing off the first version there. And I think that's it. Here you go. Here's the glossary in case you want to pause and read about sorcerers and what else do they got here. Nothing about a symbiote, which is interesting. The index, if you want to pause and read about a bunch of different people here, that there are a lot of omissions if you want to go alphabetically and trying to find some people, which we're going to talk about the omissions now, because that's always one of my favorite things to do, and talk about how they just need to send this to some actual fans of Marvel and Lego Marvel to do a proofread and say, hey, maybe you want to include a page about this person. Maybe you want to include this figure. Like, for instance, no figures here at all from Comic-Con. There are multiple suits that would be great to be included here. Specifically, the classic Spider-Woman figure should have been showcased in here. 110%. You know what else we're missing? So much stuff from the Ultimate Spider-Man. You know, it'd be really cool for kids to see a big fig Green Goblin. Whether or not you like the Ultimate Spider-Man show, I think that's such a cool big figure, as well as all his friends from that show. Iron Fist, Luke Cage, White Tiger, Nova. So many people from that show should have been included here. Speaking of those original sets, Beetle's not referenced here. Hydro Man we mentioned. And no Dr. Michael Morbius here. How? Hobgoblin is not here, which I find insane, as well as then Ghost Rider's not here because of that awesome team-up. That could have been included because that's an actual team-up, not him in a Quinjet from the first Avengers film when he's literally just a child and doesn't even have his powers at that time. How about all his friends from Spidey and His Amazing Friends with Miss Marvel, Hulk, Black Panther? There's villains missing, Trapster. There are so many suits in here that should have been showcased, like whether it's the Spider-Man PS4 ones for Miles and him, but also I'm thinking of the other suits from the actual Far From Home, the black one, the Spider Monkey one. And most importantly, the most missing page thing here that I would say, there's two things. Number one, going back to the Ultimate Spider-Man, having the first set that he returned in with Iron Fist and Doc Ock and Doc Ock's lab in 2012, that's important. That needs to be here, as well as including stuff about the original batch of sets that were released way back when with Spider-Man 1 and 2. That is so disappointing that that's not included here. So overall, I think this is another bust. It is insane to me just how small of a book this is. It's really, really tiny. The book only has 60 pages. I don't think we've ever looked at a book that small before here. Correct me if I'm wrong, not with one with a figure. But what do you think of this? Are you going to be picking this up? I think that figure is incredible for what it is. So be sure to subscribe, turn the bell notification so you don't miss out on future Lego book reviews, as well as if you want, I'll link the Star Wars one and my playlist of other Marvel books that we've looked at here already. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.